Jacob Roth on the Rural Radio Network, here with Fridays in the Fields, brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank. I'm here again this week catching up with Matt Oelofse of Emerge Custom Ag. So Matt, we're standing here kind of in the field. Last time we spoke, we were just getting some seedlings just popping up. How are you feeling like things have gone? We've had kind of okay weather. Doesn't look like we'll continue to have that, but what are you liking about what you've got going out so far?
I don't know, I feel a little blessed at the moment with not catching any of that hail we had a couple weeks back and having a decent amount of moisture to kind of get us popped up and through V6. Obviously now the forecast as it stands, we're not really going to see any rain, but I suppose that's kind of what we expected for this year. But I mean, as it stands at this moment, I'm pretty happy with kind of what we've seen so far, and we just hope we don't get any more hail coming through.
No, absolutely, and you touched on that hail, and weather is one thing that farmers can't ever really prepare for because it just happens. Yeah. Whether that's lack of moisture, hail, things like that. As that hail came through, you said that you didn't get here, but you're kind of, this is what you're doing alone, but you're also working with a bigger operation. What did you all have to do when it came to hail damages? The whole state, almost across the board, got hit with something. So what did you have to do with your operation?
Yeah, well, I mean, on all my personal stuff, I was lucky enough not to receive any hail. I just got the rain. But the farmer I helped, he got hailed out pretty bad. We had to go in and replant about 300 acres of beans. We're lucky enough that the corn kind of brought itself back a little bit. We didn't get a full stand, but we're at about 80% of kind of what we put in the ground. We have a couple bare spots that we're hoping to get in and kind of replant a little bit on, but we kind of got a little behind on that. But as it stands, I think the corn, we're going to lose a portion of our yield out of it, but I think we're standing kind of okay at the moment.
Yeah, and we talked about, you're kind of doing an unconventional crop here, sorghum. It's not crazy unconventional, but it's different than your traditional corn, soybean. And with this drier season, that kind of lends well to it. We touched on it a little bit last time we spoke, but what led you to pick sorghum? Why do you think you'll use this advantage? You've got dry land that you're working on out here. Why did you go with sorghum?
Well, just from doing the research on this field itself and that, and also doing research on Milo, I like the fact that when it comes to pollination time with Milo is that it doesn't have just one singular pollination cycle. So if at the moment it starts pollinating and your weather isn't sufficient or you don't have enough moisture in the soil to get it to pollinate, then it has the possibility to, when you do have rain in a couple days, a couple weeks maybe, to put out another head and actually pollinate some more and actually grow the yield. So that was kind of the reason I chose for it. I mean, we'll see how it comes up this year. I mean, it's my first time farming Milo, and I mean, we'll just have to see how this year progresses.
Absolutely, and we're here early July. Next time we'll speak, it'll be a little bit later. What are you kind of hoping to see here in the next month and a half when you're looking at kind of what you've got going here? It's a nice stand, like you said. What are you kind of hoping to have? Where are you looking to be at in the process?
Probably in the next 6 weeks. I mean, we'll pray for a little bit of rain, I hope. But maybe at the moment it's more weed control. We've had quite a bit of grass pressure and a lot of water hemp coming up. So the next couple weeks is just watching that. Obviously on Milo, I can't just go spray it with whatever. So maybe get in the field, cultivate, get that grass tore up, and maybe get her sprayed with something for the broadleaf. But I mean, maybe just weed control to keep that water usage down so that the plant can get as much as it needs.
And we talked about it last thing we touched on last time was hoping to be knee high, and we're sitting here pretty darn close.
It is, it's pretty close. I'm pretty happy on dry land. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking right now.
Absolutely. And that was Matt Oelofse with Emerge Custom Ag. I'm Jacob Roth on the Rural Radio Network, and this was Fridays in the Fields, brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank.